everyone, it's Nancy with She's Got Yarn. How's everybody doing? Well, I'm gonna put my sweater together. Let me get the back panel. Here's the back panel. Okay, that's the front. So let's turn it that way. And then let's see. I'm turning it inside out. So, okay, this is the front. Inside out. Inside out. Okay, I'm gonna clip it together. These clips, I love them. You can buy them on Amazon, and it beats pinning your item together. Is this? Yeah, this is the other panel. The dog is barking. Okay. Two faces facing everything. And this actually has to go like this. That isn't the original. Yep, that's how I want it. If it matters, let me go get these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I finished, a lot of people are like, is this your pattern? It's just a stitch. It's a pattern that I made for my shawl. If you go on my community page and scroll, you'll see Nancy's pocket shawl pattern. So if you want to follow the stitch pattern, it's an easy pattern. It was when I first started crocheting, and Pamela Adoring Crochet helped me get that pattern. The tutorial I did is awful. I made two front panels, and I made one back panel. And all you got to do is measure a sweater, the width and the length, and you just chain the length. Like with this, it's a long way, so I chained the length, and then I did the stitch pattern. I just cut the back panel in half measurements and maybe reduced it by a couple inches, so you have a little bit of an opening here, or you can make it the same. But anyways, it's not perfect. And then I did something different. I don't know if this is gonna work. I may have to redo these, I'm not sure, but I made these arms. I'm gonna do a ribbing, so you won't be able to see this weird. What I did was I used a bigger hook on this end and a smaller hook on this end, so I could do decreases, because when you do it this way, it's hard to do a decrease when you're going up and down. But anyways, we're gonna see how it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew the shoulders, the top here together. I'm gonna open it up, and then I'm gonna lay out the arms and then fold it and then sew the arm and the sides. So, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I mean, basically a lot of people are like, how do you make a cardigan? It's really simple. Find a stitch pattern you like and make a panel, make a rectangle. You know, measure, get an old sweater, like this sweater, but I just measured the back panel. No, I didn't do this sweater, but a sweater that fits you perfect. Just measure it, and then do a stitch count that matches the length, and then do whatever stitches you want. Like, you can go to Juan, the Yarn Addicts channel, and get some stitches off of some of his he's been doing, you know, spin the wheel for stitches. I mean, you could use any stitch pattern. Like you could use, ow, that hurt. Oh, that was a clip. His first two this is his crochet along. He picked out some stitches. You could do a panel out of that. You could do a panel out of that. I mean, the sky's the limit with stitches, guys. But I'm gonna sew it together with my wool needle. I love this. Is this wide? So I'm gonna double it. Maybe a little more. And so the one panel on. And basically I'm talking to beginners, you know. It's really easy. And you sew it inside out. You wanna, when you're sewing a panel together, this is the outside. You want the outside facing up and the outside of the front. Okay, the back panel, you want the front facing up, and the front panel, you want it facing down, the face of it facing down, so you can turn it inside out once you sew it all together. We're gonna sew this, and if it doesn't take too long, I'll leave the video like this. If it takes forever, I'll just speed up the video and play some music. Oh, you guys can't even see me. I got a big loop here. I'm sorry, you guys couldn't see me. Anyways, I'm doing a whip stitch, and what I'm doing is I'm going in. I'm gonna grab, no, I'm gonna do it this way. There's a hole there, but I'm gonna do it this way. We'll go in the stitch this way, push out, and then come across the top here from the inside and pull it out. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying before Archie scratched at the door, and he's going to scratch again because I haven't answered the door. Oh, goodness. It's about that time, feeding time. But it looked like I had some employees out front at the gate talking to my husband. A bunch of Dormeyer door trucks out front. And the dogs went outside and didn't want to come back in. Susie, she's terrible. She doesn't listen. When she's out there, I have to fool her and tell her num-nums. I gotta bribe her. But it works. It's probably not the best. I don't know. Dogs are trained with food. The police dogs, I've watched them train the canine unit. Back when I had my warehouse, I rented a spot in Alachua, and the police department would come over in the afternoons because it was a big industrial park and there wasn't a lot of people, and they would train their dogs. It was fun to watch, but they had a pocket full of treats, you know what I mean? It was cool. They had boxes. I guess they would put drugs in boxes and the dog had to find. It was kind of cool. And then at the same time, we were, my landlord's renting out part of part of that industrial park was bought out by a marijuana plant where they grow plants. And confuse the dogs, you would think, but I don't know. But they still train dogs there. But yeah, my whole warehouse, my contractors would go, I left your warehouse 2 days ago and it still smells like marijuana, because they grew it in that building, and the building reeked. It was a smell you had to get used to. Some people love that smell, but it smells like skunk to me. It stinks. But yeah, and when we go to the bathroom, we'd have to, our shoes, we'd have to walk through a little layer of bleach. The place was like sterile. We shared a bathroom. It was a community bathroom. But the warehouse itself was separate, but it's still the ventilation, you could smell it. It was powerful. But now we're back in our, we went through a restructure a few years back. It's been quite a while now. But yeah, so we had to rent a building. My husband had a partner and they split up, and we had to, we just started over. It all worked out. I've almost got this one panel. Can you guys see? I know the way I got this camera set up, it's not the best way. Okay, I'm running out of yarn, so I probably need to go 3 times as wide just to be safe for the future. I'm playing chicken now. Hey boy. Hey boy. Oh, I may have to get a smaller needle. Yep, I'm playing chicken, y'all. You have to go on the inside and work your way out with this stitch. Oh boy. I don't want to tie a knot, but out. Hang on. I'm just gonna do this. Thread it and then put it in here and pull it through. And then thread it and pull it through. Boy, I can't believe. Do you see how little that is? That little string? I'm right there on the edge. Dang it. Alright. Okay. One more stitch, and then I can weave it in. Wow. I can't believe I'm playing yarn chicken. But you know me, I like to do everything over. Oh goodness. Let me go backwards so it locks it in. I'm only going to be able to make one more swoop. Maybe I can do another one. Oh, come on. You get it thread. Okay, here we go. This yarn is tattered. Okay, here we go. I'll come back with a little more thread and reinforce that. But see, now what I'll do, see, that looks really good. That seam looks excellent. So what I'll do is I'll flip it back with the inside out, and I'll put the sleeves along the side. So well, we got one side done, and I'll y'all see a ball of yarn, a little, oh, here it is. It's dinner time. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, and 3, just to be safe. And I think I got these scissors with my Hobie points, I think. put that in the basket so I don't lose it. So, but yeah, if that was a darning needle, I'd be still struggling, you know? And I do leave ends, but they're not long enough. So you want to get the very corner, but you want to go from the inside. From the inside out. And just tie it in a knot. Now some people do it differently, but right now this seems to be more secure. Okay, so I'm going to go from the inside in that corner and go out one more time. There. Beautiful. And I can take my clip and go on the inside on the bottom panel on those both stitches and work your way out. And you're going to want to go in every stitch if you can. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but you guys got the gist of what I'm doing. This is my least favorite thing to do. Hand sew. Sew in ends. I don't mind sewing articles together, you know. I don't mind sewing it together, actually. It's the ends I dread. Everybody. Some people don't mind. What was it, Pamela, with Pamela Dorian Crochet? She says she loves it. She says it's very therapeutic to her to weave in ends. It just feels like sometimes they're never ending. It's like, are they going to end? Oh, there's Archie again. Okay, he's probably already eaten dinner, so hang on, just a minute. Tim will probably let them all in here. Yeah, let me get him. Hang on. Because I turn Zeus out after I feed him. There's the bladder issue. I think we have a customer here. I don't know. Don't recognize the truck. All right. So. And you don't even have to pull this tight right away. You can just go in and out. Go from the inside out. And then you can tighten it. Uh-oh. Okay, make a liar out of me. You're supposed to be able to pull this stitch, but this is this yarn is like roving, so it kind of catches on itself there. Okay, so I guess you don't want to do it too long. Wonder if they're having a meeting. Annoying dogs barking. Right. That's Susie Q. But I think I have enough yarn. I may make some pockets, but yeah, this cardigan, it's been a WIP for a year or longer. I'm sure some of you, my long-time subscribers, may notice it. It came from my WIP pile don't know why. I just, some sleeves. I'm getting better, so it doesn't bother me so much anymore, but there for a while I wanted to create, but it's like I kept getting stuck in certain stages on projects because I want to create things, you know, but I know I'm not a seasoned designer in my dreams. But I'm learning. Okay. Boy. They're raising cane out there. Susie's got the little guard dog voice. Oh, there's Maverick. Let me in. Let me in, Mama. Okay. And I'm going to put a rib all the way around this. All the way around. Back and forth. Not a very big ribbing. Probably a small one. Alright, so we're going to just weave in our ends. And I'm probably going to regret it. I'm just going to do one time. Every time I sew them in, I've got to cut it out. So I'll do that later. Okay, hang on. Dog's knocking. I'm back. All right. So I'm going to open this up. And here is the shoulders. Okay, and we'll flip it inside out. Okay. So the gathering, this really, look, you almost can't even see a seam on both sides. That's how nice that WIP stitch is. Okay. These are the arms. They look a little wonky. I don't care. So, put everything in my little container here. A little tin can, but let's see, I'm gonna fold this, fold it in half so you know where the center is, and there's the seam, and just pin it to the seam so it doesn't fall on the floor because my table's not big enough. And I feel like okay, it's inside out. No, it's not. I don't think it matters because I turn the work, you know, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's one arm, and then here's the other arm. Center it with the seam, open it up, and clip it together. So once I finish sewing this together, I have 2 sweaters I'm gonna have to do ribbing on. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the bottom. I'm gonna do a small little rib stitch. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how wonky it is, you know, because the ribbing always straightens everything out, you know. All right, got my needle. Let's start at, where's my ball of yarn? So far I believe I've used 1, 2, 3 skeins of this yarn, and it's 437 yards, or maybe 2 skeins, maybe 2.5, to be quite honest. I'm not too sure. It's been a while, so, but I did the 2 sleeves and I used a full skein. But I made a few mistakes, and this stuff is hard to frog. No, I did frog them. I finally did. I did finally frog them. Never mind, take that back. Okay, so we're gonna go 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Just to make sure we have enough yarn. And I had just enough. I did that one 3 times. And the other one I did 2 times. I was playing chicken. I had that much left. So I got to go back in that corner. I did weave it in twice, but I'm going to get some more of this and do a little more on that corner. So just in case. That'd be awful if it came apart. So, got a little strain here on the end, but it's not enough. It is not enough. I want to see something. I just want to see from center to center. I want it at 8. I'm stretching it. And then once I pin this, I want to see if it should be 16 inches. Okay. Nope. Do it a little bit. Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to stretch it, but I am. I'm not stretching it hard, but it's 16. It's right at 16, give or take. Now this right here, this little seam didn't turn out the way I should have. Did a single and then a slip stitch over here, and I still could do that if I wanted to, but I think it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and pin this. Whoops. All right. Oh. That is right at 8. So stretch it just a little bit. So it measures 16. Yep, perfecto. Got my yarn. Okay. I'm gonna get in that first stitch. Tie a knot. Look at all these ends. That's so annoying. Anyways, Okay, so here's my thread. So I'm gonna go back in where I tied that corner. I'm gonna go back in from underneath and out. And then come back over here to where my little clippy clip is. Did I do that wrong? Anyway, so I'm gonna go from, what am I thinking? Go from underneath and out, onto the next stitch. I know why I got so many ends I added to this one on these side panels, on these arms. So, it's all good. Getting that stitch. Tug it a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to, I don't know, you guys aren't in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, you'll turn me off, right? I get too boring. Okay, what happened? Oh. I'm getting strands confused with my my working yarn. We're almost past that spot. And go in both legs there. Probably could be faster, but I don't want to move my work because this table, I'm limited with space on this table. You know, it's my coffee table, it's not my dining room table, and it's too dark. The main house is too dark out there to see. I mean, we did change some of the lights in the main dining room. They look like surgical lights. They're really bright. Okay, I'm starting to sweat in this sweater. Whew. I love this sweater. It was really cheap on Temu. Oh, I know a lot of people don't like Temu because they're based out of China. So are cell phones, you know. Everything's made over there. If it made it here, I'd buy it here. Well, I do buy it here. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we're not going down that rabbit hole. Okay. I'm going to do a couple at a time. Let's see how it threads. Oh, come on. Oh, you guys, thank you for telling me to stop cutting that yarn. I finally realized what she was doing. For some reason, I was thinking that she was color controlling. She kind of is, but not how I thought she was. So thank you for stopping me from butchering that yarn. I can't believe it. But anyways, it's gonna be okay. Alright, here we go. I did it too much and now it doesn't want to go through because it's roving. Yeah, after I'm done with this, I gotta go look at it. I gotta go make a couple squares. I'm gonna try to participate. I ain't making no promises, but I'm doing one squares. And I'm doing, of course, the redo. I am, because my squares would turn out, I'm gonna change it up to a number 4. So I was using a number 5 and my stitch count was totally different, and it was becoming stressful. So I'm gonna just go with what Juan's using. I have a whole wall here of big twists, and every color you could possibly, probably every color they have, if you go in both yarn rooms, you know. I know I gotta, I don't know if everybody gets the Hirschner catalog, but they've got, in Hirschner's catalog, they have all their new yarns. They've got some more colors of the greenie, all in one, and stripes. They've got some new colors apparently. So if you guys are looking for colors, go over to Hirschner's in the catalog. If you've ordered from Hirschner's, you'll get one in the mail. Especially if you get their, you know, you get emails from them. They've got your mailing address. But yeah, they have, I love their catalog. And Premier always has a nice catalog. But I was pleased to see, because there's a color of that greenie I want to get. It's the blue one, because they didn't have the blue one here. Oops. I probably don't need it, but I really like what she's doing. And her tutorial is very, it's done very well and very, you can understand it. Also, she does the corner to corner differently. She only does chain 4 and then to start a new block on the corner to corner, and then it's just 2 double crochet or 2 half double crochets. I've never seen it done that way, but she's made a wrap and she's made a beautiful blanket. She put 2 rectangles together. You can either make it a wrap or make it a big blanket, and then beautiful. And she does this stitch, she sews it together with this stitch. What is the name of the stitch again? Now I forgot. WIP stitch. And you can't even see it. You can barely see it. And she uses the Halo Colorama in one of her tutorials, the corner to corner tutorial. And those blankets look beautiful with the snowy background. She shares it in her yard, and you can see mountains behind her. It's snowing, and it's in Colorado. When she said she's in Colorado, I was like, okay, it's beautiful there, but that mountain tried to kill me. I know it wasn't the mountain. I'm sure the mountain didn't help, but I mean, I had underlying health issues like blocked artery, major blocked artery in the heart. So Archer's like sleeping under the camera, and he can curl up and be this big. Like, he can curl up and be so tiny. He can make himself so tiny. And he's a big dog. He used to be a really big dog. his back leg was all muscle. It was huge when he was younger. Now, you know, he's getting old. He's got muscle atrophy, I think, from old age and not getting exercise. Every time I exercise and they get injured. Maverick he's injured himself a few times playing ball. He has bad hips, and his ACL, he injured it, but it healed. So we're really careful. I was playing ball in the house the other night with them. I went too far in. Yep, here we go. That's much better. But it feels good to almost have this done. And thank you for y'all's encouragement. You know, it doesn't hurt to have awesome subscribers encourage you. What up? Oh, that's a strand from another gathering. Okay. So not much has been going on since I talked to you guys last night. Other than working on this. Between working on this and the dog's making me get up and down. Because nobody can go to the bathroom at the same time. Whoops, I caught a corner of the other panel. But yeah, Zeus has been having accidents, but when it's usually after he eats, so I immediately turn him out and things have been better. I think some of his accidents are showing his alpha side, because Susie has, I told you guys, she has those pads out in the living room, and so we're not letting her use those pads. We're like, I'm on top of her, turning her out more frequently, and we haven't had so much problems. He's like, you're gonna pee, I'm gonna show you, you know, that's how they show their pecking order. So, gosh, this joint is so beautiful. I wish I would have used this stitch with my, maybe my knitting. Maybe next time, but I tell you what, I learned this just within the past 24 hours. Thank you, Susan Kennedy. Because, you know, when I sew things, I just sew back and forth, back and forth. I really didn't pay attention to how important it was, the type of stitch. And, you know, definitely taught me. I mean, I know you're supposed to do certain stitches, but I get lazy and I don't want to see how it's done. That means I got to turn on a video. Sometimes I don't want to look for video. You know what drives me crazy with the videos? I watch videos and I watch the commercials, but when you turn a video on, immediately it goes to a commercial. Or if you want to pause it for a minute and you come back to it, it goes to a commercial. It drives me crazy. It's like, do one in the middle, or, you know, early on in the video, but not immediately, because you want to see what the video is about, you know? Sometimes if I gotta watch a commercial, it annoys me. I'll just, go somewhere else, you know. But then I gotta watch a commercial there. It's just, I'm not complaining. Not really. Oops. I'm gonna go in both legs. Yeah, this stitch is so pretty. It's so flat, y'all. I'll take the camera out of the bracket and bring you guys closer right before the ending, because I don't have anywhere to put a bracket here. I got it on my shelf. It's hooked onto my shelf, and it's an arm. And those arms aren't all that long. But this table is a nice table, you know, it's a table to work on. You know, I got this table out of the garbage. I painted it. Spray painted the legs silver. It was gold and brown. And I spray painted the legs. They're wrought iron. Heavy duty. They don't make stuff like this. I sprayed it in silver, and then I painted this white, and I did the shabby chic. I roughed it up. I was calling it faux, and it's not really faux. It's shabby chic, and it's stress. I guess stressing it, stress the wood with sandpaper. And the paint I got is Waverly from Walmart. It's like, for a big bottle, it's only like 10 bucks. And a big bottle will last forever, because what I do is when I brush it on, I squirt water on it, and it spreads it further, you know. Because I'm doing the shabby chic look, it doesn't have to be perfect. I want to show these edges. I don't know if you can see them, these edges and stuff. So, but anyways, I think I shared that with you guys before. But yeah, and then I have an old tiger oak dresser in my closet that I got. I got these when I was like by myself, broke. Anyways, there was a dresser in the garbage, and it looked like it was an antique dresser, but it was painted fluorescent green. Anyways, I brought it back to that, backed my van up to it, opened that hatch, laid the seats down, and the kids helped me get it in my car, and we refinished it. Sanded it down. Now the mirror, it had an antique mirror, and I didn't ruin the mirror. I wasn't able to work on it because I'm not familiar with mirrors, and it got messed up where I was storing it. But I have another one like it in that closet, so we've got a mirror for it. But anyways, I finished it. It's tiger oak. After I sanded it, it's tiger oak. It's like a beautiful piece of furniture, but it's going to Tiffany's house, in her Victorian house, when she's done with it. So it's in one of my closets. Yeah, half her house is in my closets. This seam is so beautiful, y'all. This one isn't as beautiful as this side. Now that I've got the hang of it, I almost want to do it over, but it's okay. It's okay. It's inside out, as long as the other side looks perfect. Sometimes the stitch definition in some of these stitches, it's not perfect, you know. So, and that's what the case over there. But some of it's really nice. I made a sweater with this same yarn this year, or last year. I think it was after Colorado. Oops. Just a long sleeve sweater out of the I never remember it. Devigation yarn, but it was like, it had like a rust color in it. Okay. Those are my Zoom sisters chatting. Maybe. When I'm done with this arm, I'll go look and see, make sure it's not Tiffany or my mom and dad. But this seam is beautiful, y'all. Thank you, Susan. I tell you, I've been doing crocheting, what, 3 years? And I'll be the first to admit, I learn every day. And I appreciate every podcaster out there that teaches stitches. You know, like our new Obi-Wan, he's teaching stitches, and I think it's amazing. I think it's cool. And he's showing us how to turn them into, use them together. And you know, that's, I mean, some channels, all they do is tutorials for a specific item, but he is teaching us to create our own item. He's teaching us stitches, how to match them up, and how to work them up together, and teaching us how to create, so we all can create a sweater or a cowl or a scarf. You know, I mean, I've learned so much in just a short time from him. I mean, a lot of people, you know, I can make a sweater and people are like, yeah, you're really good, but there's a lot I don't know. You know, there's a lot of people out there, they only do the granny stitch, you know, and he's teaching us to create and design stitches. And you know, these squares, I mean, he did those 2 squares, I'm like, this is too cool. I'm like just amazed. Just amazed, you know. When he first started, he got a little bit of a boost from Bag a Day, but his success is his hard work. Yeah, he's a hard worker. A boost from any big podcaster is greatly appreciated, but he's a crochet machine. Yep. He's very reliable too. He's consistent, which is awesome. I admire that, because sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing that, and he's like knocking them out of the ballpark. He's the Babe Ruth of crochet, I think. Big guy. He's not a little guy, that's for sure. I hope I get to meet him, get a picture standing next to him. I'll probably look like a midget, because he's 5'6", 7", or 6'5". I think he's 6'7". He's tall. Juan, was your ears burning? Me and Jaxie were talking about you last night. All good. I wish she could come to Florida, but she can't this year. Alright, I'm not going to knot this. I'm just going to sew it in one way. Every time I sew things in, I have to tear them out. So I'm very hesitant. Look at this, man, that's perfect. Susan taught me that too, how to measure how much of a strand you go back and forth. I go back and forth. She showed me 2 times, but I did 3 times. And look how much yarn I have left. It's perfect, no waste. Susan Kennedy, I love that new channel. She's got another tutorial. Well, I told y'all. She did kind of like a tutorial. It's like pooling. Forgot the stitch that she used. Is it a moss stitch? I'm not sure. But anyways, the granny all-in-one, it looked good. It was pooling in areas. She's also somebody that she's knocking them out of the park. Oh, I went 2 times, and then I got this one I gotta do. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I want to show you guys this seam. I'm so impressed. I'm gonna take my camera down. Bear with me. I'm gonna turn you around. Look at this seam. You can't even see it. And then this is the side that, you know, the right side. Isn't that beautiful? This one's not so beautiful. It's a little crookedy. Yeah, remember I told you it was getting wonky? Some of the stuff is wonky, so yeah. But I'm getting her done. I got this one to do, and then I'm gonna do the sides. So let me get you back in the row. All right, don't have to do anything here. I gotta sew this arm together. So, well, that's not long enough. Okay. One, two, tres. All right, let's start from the far side. I gotta measure it again because I think it's at the same spot, just to be careful though. I'll measure it again. Perfect. All right. Wait, let me cut. All right, so I'm going to go back in where I tied it from the inside and come out. Kind of lock it in. I hate all these strands, and I created them. All right, once we get away from this end, it'll be much nicer. I want to make this straight and pretty, just like the other one. Hang on, I gotta keep these. Just leave that there. I'll sew it in it later tonight. But I'm not promising I'm gonna sew in ends tonight. Goodness. I've sold all my mystery boxes again, so I'm gonna make up some more boxes. I think I might have one left, a small box. I'm just waiting for people want boxes, but they send me the amount in the box, but I can't figure out the shipping until I get the person's address, because they have to pay for the shipping also. You know, because like a 12 pound box going to California is twice as much as it going to Ohio, you know. It's hard to calculate that stuff. And then PayPal also charges me a percentage. I figured that out. And I'm not making any money on this yarn. I'm just destashing, and you know, it's not a total loss, but all these other charges, I'm not going to pay those. It's just, that would be insane. Might as well donate it to a local church, you know. Or nursing home. That's what I ought to do, is see if I could donate to. There's one nursing home here in High Springs. I ought to call and see. I donated a bunch of tablecloths to the high school because I used to be the booster president, the kids' senior year, and I bought, for the banquet, I bought all the linen tablecloths, and I found them a really good price on the marketplace. They were used. But anyways, I called the high school. I said, do you need any linen? And they said, sure. I said, because I am going to clear out I have a huge closet in my hallway. It doesn't have any yarn in it. But it's got lots of blankets in it and pillows. And it's got, you know, it had linen tablecloths, but I donated them to the high school. And they don't have a knitting class at the high school. I've already asked Miss Allie Good. They did away with some of that home ec stuff. My son was in an advanced cooking class. He loved it. And his teacher loved him too. It's always a good feeling when you go to school and they'll go, you're Joey's mom? He's such a, you know, or Tyler's mom. I've been very fortunate that my kids got along with their teachers. Not all of them, but you know. And Tiffany was my heathen. She's like her mother. She's a wonderful adult, but she gave me a run for my money. I tell you, she was boy crazy. She got her first car. You want to hear this story? She got her first car. It was a Honda. And we're a Honda Accord family. Anyways, I think I've gone through 4, and I've, you know, handed them down to my children. But anyways, I went to Tiffany, you know, she was insistent she wanted a car, but I got her a Honda that's a stick shift. I wanted her to learn how to drive a stick shift, so she wouldn't get out there on the highway right away. She had to drive around the neighborhood. We lived in, you know, on a dirt road, and there was nobody back there. And she drove back there for a couple weeks before she actually got on the highway, and all of us, we all loaded in the car. Dad, Joey, all of us. And she scared us to death. She would like start going and going, Oh, she had her brother yelling at her, stop the car! Oh gosh. But yeah, she goes, you had to get me a clutch. And I said, yeah, I want you to learn. You can drive anything. You learn how to work a clutch. You can drive a tractor. Anything. Semi. But forgot why I was telling you this. I lost the moral of the story, you guys. Tiffany, give me a run for my money. Oh, I got her a new car. You know, it wasn't a brand new car. It was year 2002. And I think the car was like a 95, 96 Honda, a white one. They were real popular. And I got a really good deal on it. I got it for like $5,000. And a lot of parents were paying anywhere between $7,000 and $8,000. So anyways, her first night I let her take it out on the road, like go visit a girlfriend. She ended up going to a party, meeting up with this guy. He stole her car. She asked him to hold her car keys, okay, and he took her car. We could not charge him with theft because she gave him the keys, but he did a little bit of damage to the car. The kid was crazy. We won't say any names, but he was like Cocoa Puff, cuckoo. Yeah. He damaged the, you know, the safety thing that blows up when you're in a wreck. What, air balloon, safety air balloon, whatever. Anyways, he was punching her steering wheel, and it kind of went off. It didn't blow out, but he ruined it. We had to get a new one. But yeah, I couldn't do anything about it because she let that boy hold her keys. And I almost took the car from her. I was so mad. But yeah, that kind of stupid stuff. Or like one night, I'll tell you some of the good stuff. She'll kill me. That's okay. Because we talk about it. She, one night I get a call. It's like 3 in the morning. This is Gilchrist Sheriff's Department. You know, Columbia County Sheriff's Department. We got a Tiffany Stank is out here on Northeast Bay Avenue, sitting in a car with a gentleman by the name of Colby Jones. Oh, it's her boyfriend. 3 o'clock in the morning, they were fighting, arguing. Yeah, he came to the house and had to get her up and argue with her. He was strange too. She's like her mother. She could pick some winners. But she married a wonderful man. When she got married, she did it right. Thank God. But yeah, well, first I told the officer, I said, when he said Bay Ave, I thought, oh, she's out front. I said, she's okay. He goes, so you're okay with your daughter out here in a truck with a boy, 3 o'clock in the morning? I said, no, I'm not okay with it. I'm coming outside. But, you know, but they weren't in the front yard. They were like 2 houses down where the tree line starts. Anyways, so the deputy kind of got annoyed with me, but he misunderstood me. And I was half asleep. I mean, he woke me up out of dead sleep. But yeah, she do stupid stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot I could tell you guys that she'd strangle me. I mean, we can laugh about it now. Alright, I'm just going to do one thing because I'm not going to do weave. I'm not weaving in ends because I always end up having to cut them out. So now, this is the cool part. You can finally see what it's going to look like. Oh, these, you can't even tell. You can barely tell, except on one side where I sewed. I mean, that is all. This side you can tell better than this side. That's something I got to think about, is the type of stitch that I'm going to do on the edge that attaches to the sleeve. Make sure it's not funky looking, right? I hope the sleeves are big enough. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like. It turned out really good. Well, I'm not done, but the sleeves. Now, let me take the camera down so you guys can get a good look at it. For you newbies, so you get an idea of what I'm doing. Because a lot of people are like, you got a pattern? And I'm like, no. You got a tutorial? And I mean, these things are, They're not easy, but they are. So, well, I haven't sewed this. That's the arm. And this is the cardigan. But look at the WIP stitch. I think you can't even see it. You can't see really where. So I can't wait to sew it. So I'm going to sew it up and I'll be back. Okay, I got it sewn together. I don't have the, but I got it for the most part. Okay, I got it inside out. I got a sweatshirt on. Oh, I forgot to sew this. I got one sleeve to sew in. I still got to do ribbing on the sleeve, so anyways. And then I got another, oh no, that's just, so I'll do a small ribbing. I'm so tempted to do a hoodie. Done it in a while. Small rectangles and sew them together. Sew it on here. Sew it together, then do the ribbing. Yeah. Yeah, it turned out good, y'all. 2-year-old WIP. Almost done. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope this video isn't too terribly long and boring. Now it's time to work on the knitted sweater. Yeah, I'm almost done. I gotta work on pockets. I gotta do a couple more rounds on the ribbing. So, all right. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.